you can be healthy and still be invaded by the demons in your mind.
Yeah.
Like the fear of fear can still become an oppressive, stifling force in your life. You can be living in constant gnawing aggravation with a PTSD like filter that you meet the world with. Everything is something that can hurt you. I mean, literally, that's the wiring of a traumatized person, of a vigilant person. I mean, they don't feel safe in their body. So if there's not something to worry about outside, they'll start worrying about shit inside. And the only thing that apparently can cure people of that miswired nervous system is something like MDMA psychotherapy, something that allows for fear extinction, memory reconsolidation, something that allows for somatic healing and cognitive repatterning, to drop back into your body and relearn what it's like to be in your body without fear. Again, easier said than done, because the fucking trauma runs deep, the imprint runs deep, and it's resilient, it's resilient.
On MDMA, it doesn't matter how deep it runs.
Exactly.
You will face it with complete cool-headedness and empathy and
open heart
and open heart. It doesn't matter how deep the trauma. You could have been the person who have experienced Auschwitz.
Yeah.
You're still gonna be healed with MDMA therapy.
Right. But the thing about MDMA psychotherapy is you can do the drug, you can do the therapy, you can do the integration, and you might have the afterglow for 2 weeks or even 6 months. But eventually, old patterns resurface and you relapse back into old patterns of neuroticism. Often they emerge from the sunken place. So you didn't expect to go to bed anxious, but then your nervous system started to feel off. And then your mind accompanies your nervous system. And before you know it, those negative thoughts and that hypervigilance has changed your physiology. And now you can't sleep.
Well, I think it's, people need to get familiar with this consciousness, this primal consciousness, which is the watcher, which is the one who sees what's going on, like all the thoughts, let's say, are clouds moving through your head, these all these loops or whatever emerges inside of you, or whatever identification or whatever. You always identify if you identify yourself with the watcher, with this, you have this separation from you.
Yeah.
Then you don't get carried away in these destructive loop patterns of mental place.
That's right. And that's the medicine that hasn't fully spread throughout my body. Like, it hasn't fully seeped in. Like, I haven't fully learned that lesson. Like, it's not second nature. I don't have the training. I identify with the suffering, anxious soul, or have been at least, for more than I like to admit. Like, I'm a creative person that gets into flow, but I have battled my neurotic demons. Like, I have wrestled with those, negatively preconfigured thought patterns of imminent death or fear or something to worry about around the corner. Oh yeah, bro. I know that space well. That's why the next time I get a girlfriend, we're going to do MDMA 4 times a year. It's going to be part of our relationship. We're going to fall in love, and we're going to ritualistically have a sacred MDMA session 4 times a year, sometimes with a therapist there, sometimes by ourselves. We'll create a magic circle. We'll get into that holy space, that womb with a view consciousness, ready for imprinting, and we'll dance together. We'll make love together, and we'll do eye gazing together, and we'll set intentions together, and we'll read each other love letters, right? And then we'll listen to our favorite songs together, and we'll cry together while listening to our favorite songs together. And sometimes it'll be oldies like the Beatles. We'll sing along to Let It Be, or we'll sing along to Crimson and Clover, and other times it'll be like ceremonial, more instrumental type of music that'll transport us into this like wild domain, beyond the doors of perception. Whatever it may be, we will practice intersubjective safety, being naked, vulnerable, and unafraid together, and learn to trust and learn to heal. That's what I have to build into my future romantic relationships, because otherwise I fear that I'll default to a state of suffering for for too large of a percentage of a mental experience. So can a relationship provide eventually healing from one's neuroses? You know, I know they say you're not supposed to say does love save or can love save or pharmacologically enhanced love interactions save, but they say that they're not supposed to, but I still think they can. I think you can find a partner, and I think that together you guys can be like, okay, well let's be each other's martyrs and saviors. You know, does that make sense? Like let's just, okay, like, you know, let's let's play out archetypal mythos together. You know, let's set the stage, and let's come alive, and let's purge and die and cry and reconciliate. You know, that's what the pathway of healing through love and pharmacology I want to take us to.
No, like